So the question on everyone's mind is, can Vhagar be stopped? Today, without any spoilers, we are going to go over how dragons fight in George R. R. Martin's world, their strengths, their vulnerabilities, and most importantly, how they can be killed. But before we can do that, we need to take a crash course in dragon anatomy and physiology. As dragons mature, it is not only their size and strength that give them an advantage. As a dragon gets older, their flames also become hotter, and it is said that while a hatchling could set a straw aflame, the flames of Valyrian or Vhagar, in their fullness of power, were able to melt both steel and stone, which means that since Vhagar is the oldest dragon, Vhagar's flames are also the hottest of all the dragons. Additionally, as a dragon gets older, their defenses also increase, as dragon scales become harder and thicken, providing it more protection against flame. And so while a dragon isn't completely fireproof, the older the dragon gets, the more impervious to flame the dragon becomes. Which is why when Vhagar and Caraxes are flying in Pentos, Vhagar lets out a blast of flame for the onlookers, and Caraxes simply flies right through it unharmed. And in the Battle of Rook's Rest, because Sunfyre is the younger dragon, Sunfyre is burned, while Meleys appeared unfazed. Which might be a hint that Aemond was specifically targeting his brother, rather than Rhaenys in the first pass. And so because of this, it is said that when two dragons meet in mortal combat, they will often employ weapons other than their flames, such as their claws and teeth. Additionally, a dragon's bones are also made of a curious composition which has such high amounts of iron that their bones are black rather than white, and are said to be as strong as steel, yet lighter and far more flexible. And because of this, a dragon is unlikely to suffer a broken bone, although the joints, where two bones meet, are a much different matter, say for instance on a wing or other appendage. So with Vhagar, we not only have a dragon who is bigger and stronger than the other dragons, but Vhagar also has the hottest flames and the hardest skin. So against any one of Rhaenyra's dragons, the odds are stacked so drastically in Vhagar's favor, it seems like this isn't even a fair fight. Luckily, a dragon even as large as Vhagar does have its weaknesses, the first weakness being the eyes. In the cases where dragons have been killed by a would-be dragon slayer, the eyes are a weakness that are often targeted, because the eyes lack the protection of the hardened scales. And in dragon battles, there are recorded cases where smaller dragons were able to successfully blind larger ones with simply their flames alone, which is why Arax in the show instinctively went for Vhagar's eyes. And with Vhagar being the largest dragon, she also has the largest eyes, or said another way, the biggest target. And speaking of which, being large does have its disadvantages. While a young dragon like Arax might have a hard time keeping up with Vhagar, a fully grown adult dragon is said to have advantages of their own. Smaller dragons are said to be both faster and more nimble, while the size of the largest of dragons can impede their ability to make quick adjustments of speed and direction in the air. A smaller dragon is also more easily hidden, making things like ambushes and retreats more easily accomplished. In A Storm of Swords, Daenerys learns that dragons prefer to attack from above, and a tactic that is often used is getting higher than the opponent, and attempting to get between the sun and their target, so the opponent would be blinded as they're diving. And you can see this highlighted at Rook's Rest. When Vhagar is not to be found, the first place that Rhaenys looks is up. Unfortunately, due to Vhagar's sheer size, this would not be as effective, which is why Vhagar ambushed from below. Unfortunately for Vhagar and Aemond, cliffs the size of monsters won't always be available, while smaller dragons do not have this issue. Another source of vulnerability is in targeting the rider instead of the dragon. The bond a dragon feels with its rider is so deep that it's believed they are able to feel the rider's pain. So by severely injuring the rider, the mount can also be momentarily affected. And if the rider dies, there have been cases where riderless dragons lose all their sense of the rider's previous notion of friend and foe. And these riderless dragons have even been known to turn against the side they were previously fighting for. Additionally, the Greens as a whole also lack the fighting strength and sheer number of dragons.
The Greens have dragons.
They have
as
3
well.
adults, by my count.
We have Cyrax, Caraxes, and Melis. Your sons have Virmax, Arax, and Tyraxes. Baela has Moondancer.
And just as the saying 2 heads are better than 1, with more dragons on their side, Vhagar against 1 dragon might seem like an unfair fight. But against several dragons, the odds become better and better. Daemon has mentioned trying to find riders for the riderless dragons on Dragonstone, including the very formidable Vermithor, who is even larger than Melis, and believed to be the 2nd largest dragon in this series. So another dragon champion may emerge. And lastly, Vhagar's rider might also be an issue. At Rook's Rest, we see how Aemon had no problem with friendly fire, which, while weakening the Blacks, also put another dragon out of commission for the Greens. Aemon is also a young man with a chip on his shoulder, and his hubris and rash decisions have been known to have devastating consequences. So there is the possibility that Aemon himself might be an issue in the future decisions he makes. But whatever the future may hold for Vhagar and her rider, while it seems the Blacks might not stand a chance against this formidable duo, Vhagar is not invincible, and the Blacks will no doubt use their resolve and what advantages they do have to fight the battles to come. Alright, that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think, and if you found this video useful or entertaining or enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. They really do help. Thanks for watching.